a rundown school in Nekoosa, Wis, population 2,500, an old trainer tries to keep the hopes of small-town boxers alive. Nekoosa, Wis. At an abandoned school in a paper mill town in central Wisconsin, a piece of white paper is taped to a side door. Written in black marker it reads, Rapids Boxing, climb a stairway to the third floor and there's another handwritten sign. Restroom, it reads. No resting allowed. At the end of a dark hallway, you hear the drumming of a speed bag and the squeaking of shuffling sneakers. They are interrupted every 3 minutes by the buzz of a timer. Before entering, however, there's one more sign to consider. First 3 rules of boxing. 1. Hands up. Point 2. Hands up. Point 3. After punching, bring your hands back fast and high. Then comes the final bit of instruction. Annual gym fee. $20. Pay Ken or Carol. Quote. Ken is Ken Hilgers, 69, a grandfather and retired paper mill powerhouse operator who will teach the art of boxing to any child who walks through the door. In a time when high school boxing teams are unheard of and university boxing programs have faded, this gym is home to one of the small-town clubs that have kept the sport alive in the upper Midwest. They are a dying breed. Hilgers said of rural gyms like his. We used to have a boxing club in every town. We used to compete every single weekend. Dale Horn, a successful boxer trained by Hilgers in the 1970s, had more than 100 amateur bouts and won 5 state championships. In contrast, Hilgers pointed to Taylor Smith Jr., a burly 10-year-old who was pounding away on a heavy bag as if it had stolen his lunch money. Taylor here has been looking for a bout for a year, Hilgers said. We haven't found him an opponent of the appropriate age and weight. Taylor has trained at the club for the past 3 years, one of 15 children who are here twice a week and form the core of the Wisconsin Rapids Boxing Club. In 1975, when Hilgers started training at a YMCA near here, the place had an abundance of boxers, and he had the most successful junior Olympic boxing team in Wisconsin. They were all stars in their school system, and I've never had a run of athletes like that since, Hilgers said. He estimates that 1,300 boxers have been a part of his club over the years, and 30 of them became state champions. The most famous was Steve Zuski, who went on to post a 31-18 record as a professional. He got in the ring with the former heavyweight champions Mike Tyson and George Foreman. In 1986, Zuski caught Tyson, then 19 and 18-0, on his way up. Zuski was knocked out at 2 minutes 39 seconds of the third round at Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, NY. It was the only time he lost by knockout. The next year, he was the first opponent Foreman, then 38, faced after being retired for 10 years. Foreman's age didn't matter. The referee stopped the fight in his favor early in the 4th round at Arco Arena in Sacramento. Hilgers still marvels at how Zuski could take a punch. I knocked him down in practice once by mistake, he said. When he got up, his eyes were an entirely different color. He started at the belt and worked his way up. Let me tell you, I never attempted to knock him down again. Hilgers has taught boxing in odder places than this abandoned school. The club was at a National Guard armory for a year, and spent time in a senior center that was eventually condemned. We worked out one winter there without any heat. Hilgers said of the senior center. We had to supply our own. What a winter. Everybody smelled like kerosene and diesel fuel. Now, the old Nekoosa High School is its home. The ring at the center of the room is surrounded by a plywood ledge littered with gloves and tiny dumbbells. Old headgear and boxing gloves are reused as padding, duct taped to the red, white and blue corner posts. The ropes, frayed and buffered with pipe insulation, are secured by more duct tape. 2 heavy bags, 3 double-end bags and a slip bag hang from an A-frame structure repurposed from the paper mill. The speed bag is mounted on a wood and cast iron structure made by Medart that might be more than 100 years old. If we didn't get this site, I was going to quit, Hilgers confessed, but then 2 young brothers, Evan and Will Stenerson, walked through his door, and he conjured dreams of more title runs. They were hard-working and eager to absorb Hilgers's knowledge. Last year, Evan lost a close decision to a reigning state champion. The kid came up to me and said I deserved the belt, and he handed it to me, Evan Stenerson, 13, said, referring to his opponent. Now the belt hangs in the gym. Will Stenerson, 14, has a 7-2 record, and the teenager's younger brother, John, 9, followed them to the gym and trains here now, too. Boxing makes you a lot more brave, Will said. It gets your courage up.